Oh, Kevin Ham, give me my license.
Yes, please.
Is this cigarette gonna kill you?
I'm outside.
Wait, was that a credit card?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So, you sell drugs? Oh, okay.
I want to give you attention.
Also, can I have your name?
Yeah. My name is Miguel Costa.
Miguel Costa?
Yeah. I'm a special agent.
Oh, also, that's not my current address. I figure you probably still want that information.
Yeah.
Draws back to me. So I'll give you my current address.
Yeah, perfect. I got it. Yeah, what's your current address?
30 Route 9W.
30 West.
Oh, how about that? Congress, New York. 10920. 920.
So New York?
Correct.
Okay. Do you work around here? Any reason why you came here rather than New York?
Because I've submitted a number of online tips.
Okay, that was going to be one of my questions. Okay.
And it's not like I'm speculating.
Okay.
I personally bought these drugs.
Okay.
And I don't know, it seems like they're intent on covering this up rather than arresting people.
Okay, so
myself.
give me a background here.
So I stopped selling drugs in 2023.
Okay.
I feel like at this point it's not possible that the people I was buying drugs from are not informants for multiple agencies, potentially the FBI or the DEA, or it's just.
So where is this? Bring me up. Where's it happening? Who's doing it?
Okay, so I'm from Westchester County.
Okay.
Most of my dealings were in Westchester County, but I was kind of spread out a bit, New York and Connecticut. It's also extremely likely that the FBI was looking at me based on me doing things in New York and Connecticut. So back in 2023, there was so much attention on me. I quit selling drugs.
Okay. Did you know there was attention on you?
It was obvious. I'd leave my house and there's like 5 to 10 cars following me.
Okay.
As if I never sold drugs before. I just started that week and I'm not going to notice.
Got it.
And it basically became apparent to me that how is it possible that there's all this attention on me but no attention on the people that are selling me kilos?
I got you. Okay. So you stopped.
I stopped.
And they were still following. How long before, like, you noticed that they stopped following you?
They never did. I've had police show up to job interviews with me.
Okay.
You know, show up at an interview with me, and then never come back the next day. 2 weeks later, that same person is standing outside of a bank while I'm making cash transactions in a different state. That doesn't sound right? I mean, basically, there's been illegal wiretaps run on my cell phone to the point where you can like hear it. It was either cutting on or cutting off.
Okay.
And when I say illegal, as in I'm speaking with my attorney, and in the middle of the conversation, there's a noise that should not fucking be there. So it's either it's a wiretap, or someone's fucking with the phone to make me think it's a wiretap. There's a couple possibilities. So after I stopped selling drugs, any employer I had contact with after the first conversation to my cell phone instantly blacklisted, as if they were told, do not have contact with him, do not speak with him, and definitely do not employ him. And it's to the point where it's like, their whole plan here is for me not to work, so I have to sell drugs, which I'm not going to do. It's like,
so you haven't gone back.
I have not gone back.
Okay. Currently not employed either.
I am employed, but there's this thing where FedEx, True Green, and now Serene Craft Beverage, 3 jobs consecutively. You know, like when I'm at work, not when I'm at work, but like on my way to work or when I'm leaving work, because they're driving jobs, I'll see police, and then I'm like instantly fucking fired. Like when I say I see police, they're like they're either coming from my job in that direction, or they're going towards my job.
Okay. So have you been fired from FedEx?
True Green, and Serene. And in all 3 instances, 2 of them I have video of. True Green was in New Jersey, and I saw a Connecticut police vehicle, which could have been the FBI, I don't know. Yeah, Saddle River, New Jersey. I have a video of that. 6 minutes from my job, coming from the direction of my job, which I was headed to. Took a video of that one. There's another one at FedEx where it looked like he was coming from like Elmsford police station, and I saw him getting on the highway as I was headed to work. So he was essentially 3 minutes from Elmsford police station, 3 minutes from my job. 2 days later, I was fired. And in every instance with these jobs, it's no explanation for why I'm fired. It's just not a good fit.
Okay.
And beyond that, it's like, in every one of these jobs, the people I work with are involved with crime. And on these driving jobs, I get paired with people that are actively fucking selling drugs. And like, none of this shit makes any sense. I've got messages on my cell phone. So like, what is it, USA.gov, login.gov, they send you security codes. If you were, like, if I send something to that number. Yeah, it's the job portal. I think it's from the job portal. The first time I noticed it was from, I had received a pin from the Social Security Administration to get into my account. If you send something to that number, it goes undelivered, and then I get a message from my carrier saying that I attempted to send a message to fucking Kazakhstan.
Okay, there are a lot of spammers though.
Alright, but if you were to go to the website and they're asking you, they're telling you they're going to send you a PIN number.
Oh, okay,
it comes to your phone,
I got you. Okay.
And that PIN number provides access.
Okay, yeah, in that case.
And then if you send something to that number, I get a message from my cell phone carrier saying that I attempted to send a message to Kazakhstan, but I don't have that on my cell phone plan.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Not texting 911 on my cell phone has been blocked for over a year. It's like, who can do this? The FBI. It's obviously. My current phone number is 914-415-2858. Like right now.
Okay.
I just changed it, I want to say about a month ago.
Okay.
That phone number was 914.
Okay.
370-0281. That was the phone number this all started on. And then
Did you change it because of that? And you were
no, it was in my uncle's name.
Okay.
Because I was afraid to go get a phone with my own, name. Because it's like, it's impossible for me to get a fucking job with what's going on. Before that, probably also take this number, 914-843-7245. That was the number I sold drugs on, from at least 2023, dating back to probably maybe 2018.
And now these drugs.
So the issue is that the people I was buying drugs from, essentially, to me it seems like they're informants. I've confessed to Westchester County, like I literally went to the DA's office, made a confession, recorded it without them knowing. I received a phone call from Juan Rodriguez the following day, where he essentially tried to punk me into making me think that they were investigating me. I recorded that phone call too. He told me that I'm gonna lose some things in the course of this investigation. He said some other things that I can't recall off the top of my head. But again, it's recorded, it's on YouTube. You can watch the video yourself. About a day later, 2 days later, I called him back, told him I had some more information that I would like to report to him. And he told me to go to another agency and eliminate his phone number, which is kind of interesting, right? Someone's being investigated, wouldn't you want the information just in case they fuck up and say something that they're not supposed to say? That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Let's see what else.
What else can you tell me about it? You went, you reported who was selling the drugs. Who are they? Like,
There's
can you
got to be.
identify them? Oh, who are you buying them from?
So,
or who are you reporting?
These two individuals that are informants. One is David Alonzo, which this should all be in your system. There's got to be at least 3 tips that I submitted.
I just have to take it because
I understand.
sitting at the computer.
I understand. That's another thing where
you got a David Alonzo, and who's the second individual?
I only know him by Chico. I know his address.
What's his address?
6 Dillon Road, Larchmont, New York. I don't know his apartment number. I know it's on the first floor. And if I had to guess, he works for Dave Warner of Portchester Police. The last I knew, he was working for Portchester Police. He might be working for Westchester County. As for some insane reason, he was following me around the various jurisdictions such as Larchmont and Eastchester.
Dave was following.
Dave Warner from Portchester Police. The last time I saw him, the last time I saw him, I don't know who he was working for, but I know for a fact he worked for Portchester Police at one point. So maybe he went to Westchester County to make more sense. I also saw him come to Connecticut and look in my garbage cans, which doesn't make any sense unless he's also working for the FBI.
Connecticut as well?
I did. That was before I moved to Wisconsin. That was the last address I was at.
So you moved to Wisconsin and now you're back.
I had to come back. Essentially, while I was living in Wisconsin, I ran out of cash. I flew back to New York to move some money around. And when I came back to Wisconsin, basically all of a sudden I was touching people's kids. I don't know if you've heard of that. The guy who likes touching people's kids, and then he likes sleeping with people's wives. You haven't heard of that? Because police go around saying this shit. And it's not just them saying it. But it's not just people saying it. Someone's telling kids to
you personally?
Yes. Telling kids to approach me or come close to me and then go tell people that I touch them in a sexual manner. And they tend to be Spanish kids. And it's like this shit doesn't make any sense. I'm the only person that ever called the police about this. I called the police in Wisconsin. I called CPS in Wisconsin. I tried calling the FBI. And I'm pretty sure someone rerouted the call.
Did you use our phone number? Or
yep.
1-800 call? Yeah.
Yep. This has also happened in Connecticut.
You reported in Connecticut too?
So one report actually went through. I got Officer Shaw from Greenwich Police that day.
But not the FBI.
The FBI did not report it to that day. I had a recent report to the FBI about an incident in Congress, where I live. Well, actually, it's technically West Nyack at the Home Depot. It's one of my part-time jobs. I called CPS that day, which I reported. And when I told her what happened, she fucking laughed at me as if that's a joke. So I really don't find it funny, and I think it's insane that someone at CPS would think that that's fucking funny, that someone's gonna tell a kid to say an adult touched them.
Absolutely.
Right? Like,
but again, did you report it to the...
so I submitted a tip through the online portal, I believe.
Our website.
Yeah. Like
that about that specific
incident. I also made a report with Barkstown Police that day, and he also tried to buy a fucking machete from me, and he was like 7 years old. So the reason what kind of set me off last night, I saw that Madeline Cano from White Plains Internal Affairs recently just graduated the FBI Academy.
Okay.
And in early January, I made a police report that someone was seemingly trying to intimidate my family, which I recorded, which is also on my YouTube. And about 5 months later, I found out that it was misreported. And I basically made an internal affairs complaint, and nothing was done. Nothing was updated. And then about a month after that, I got a death threat by phone from David Alonzo. More than one, in fact. And on that phone, he tried to imply that he had possession of items that were stolen from my grandfather's house, where I was living at the time that I made that police report in early January. And I know he was lying because basically what he said, he told me that if I wanted my hard drives back, I needed to pay him $50,000. There was only one hard drive missing, so to me it seems like someone told him to say that. And on that exact day, I went home and I go into my email and someone accessed my Robinhood account, and at that particular moment in time, there was about $50,000 in that account. So it sounds like to me that he got access to my account and then told me I needed to pay him that amount of money. And what I'm trying to figure out is how the fuck he would be able to do that. He would not be able to do that, right? It sounds like law enforcement is helping him do this.
I would say law enforcement can't just go into your account.
Well, let me ask you this. If they had a warrant, I would not be notified, right? Robinhood would just give them the information.
You will actually be notified.
Alright, so that's another thing. Let's not jump ahead, though. So, okay. What I'm saying, though, is that I wouldn't receive an email notification that someone accessed my account from an unknown device.
So I say, if it was us to access accounts, if we get grand jury subpoenas, you eventually will be notified, but that's more for historical information, so...
Yeah, but it wouldn't be an
email... They don't hack live into your accounts, is what I'm saying.
It wouldn't be an email notification from Robinhood saying... No. So I don't even know what that means. You know what I mean?
Yeah, without asking Robinhood, I would not.
Yeah. Like it. This whole shit is just insane.
Yeah.
And it's been going on since 2023. It's almost 2026.
Do you think it's because you stopped selling?
It's because I stopped selling drugs.
Coming after you? But do you think it's like a David? Or?
I know the police are involved.
Okay, that's right.
There's no way that they're not. I mean, if you go to the police and you tell them that someone's trying to intimidate your family, they misreport the information on the report, you find out about it, you go back to the police station and tell them, I reported the report that I made to you. The information is not correct, and you update it, and their response is, no, we can't update it.
And then, I know you've mentioned it, that only because you do live in New York, have you reported it to New York?
FBI?
FBI.
No. The only other FBI field office I contacted was in Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
When I moved from Wisconsin, I initially moved to Wyoming, and I was followed from Wisconsin to Wyoming. I do not remember the date, and something tells me that you're not going to find any record of it. It was just all very bizarre, the way it all played out. It was almost as if he wanted me to get the fuck out of it.
Can you tell me what happened? Like,
so basically, I could tell I was being followed because I sold drugs for 15 years. It's like very obvious to me when someone's following. So by the time I got to Wisconsin, I kind of knew something was wrong. People were trying to block me, like on the highway, trying to slow me down. Also, I stopped at a gas station, and it was like right outside of a prison in Wyoming, and I saw an individual there from Wisconsin who I'd previously seen outside my apartment. Also, once I left Wyoming and moved back to New York, to White Plains, the same fucking guy was standing outside my grandmother's house. So, like, I don't see where he fits in to the whole New York, Connecticut part of it. He does kind of resemble a Greenwich police officer, who I refer to as the guy that blew the investigation.
but you don't know who he is.
I've only seen him in uniform once in Greenwich, and I can't say for sure that it's the same person, but they favor each other. They definitely look similar. So I saw that guy, Wisconsin, Wyoming, and in White Plains, not in uniform. And by the time I went to the field office in Denver, Colorado, I had only seen that guy in Wisconsin and in Wyoming, because I hadn't been back to New York yet. And there was another individual who followed me from Wisconsin to Wyoming, and he was staying in the same...
You're driving.
I drove. He was staying in the same apartment complex at 1519 Imperial Drive, I think it is. I'm not sure of the exact address, but it's definitely Imperial Drive. It's the numbers I'm a little off on. So it's really
like parking.
It was like an old motel, but that had been turned into an apartment. And where he was staying, like, my apartment was here, and he was like all the way on the other end, in the corner apartment, with a direct line inside of my door. And it's kind of weird that he would be sitting outside my house in Wisconsin, which I also made a report to the Oshkosh police, and then end up in Wyoming in the same apartment complex. It's like I don't even know how to explain this shit. So when I went to Denver, Colorado, I explained to this FBI agent that I had been followed from Wisconsin to Wyoming, and he said he would call Oshkosh police and see what was going on, and I never heard back from them. I also submitted a Department of Justice issue complaint, which was responded to. More recently, in the last 3 months, I think I've submitted 3, which I've received no response to at all.
To the DOJ or?
To the Department of Justice.
Okay.
I did upload the confirmation email from the first one. That's on my YouTube. The next 3, there was no response at all. So I don't know what that means, but
I'll look into it because I don't know their policy. I don't know their policies. Department of Justice and FBI work together, but unless they forward something to us, I don't know.
But
so, and the only other thing that I will say that why we may not hear about it here as well, and then
because you're in New Jersey.
Exactly. I keep echoing that to you because I'm trying to pinpoint who would have certain information. You are from New York. Everything you're reporting here, a lot of it is New York. So
none of it's New Jersey. None of it.
Tell me one thing. Jersey?
What was that?
One of your the jobs.
Oh, True Green.
Yeah. See?
Well, that's not
one
about,
thing in New Jersey.
That's not about drugs.
But I'm just trying to pinpoint where would information be, where can I find it? You know? So I'm already like trying to think, okay, you reported it here, you reported it there, where can I find it? And that's why I'm trying to piece together like happy thoughts at like, in New York, only because everything's happening there. So without knowing and without having a computer in front of me, I would assume like you're reporting things, they're saying it in New York. because that's where the crimes happen. That's where like the place where people are, where you're reporting, where you're living. You know. So that's the only reason I keep asking certain questions.
And that's another thing. Like, I find it very concerning that someone that was involved, you know, like, I would pay David Alonzo for a kilo in New York. He would fly to California, so he's on a flight manifest, right?
Yeah.
That shit is documented forever. He would go out there, purchase a kilo, mail it back to a FedEx facility in Oakland.
Okay.
And then he would pick it up.
So you're saying David Alonzo would fly out to California?
Yep.
Then you would mail it.
He would fly out there, purchase it, and mail it back. And this shit is so insane. So there's a FedEx facility, the one I was fired from, which I had reported to every jurisdiction in Westchester County for drug smuggling. I only got 2 responses. One was from Westchester County Narcotics. The other was from New York State Gang Narcotics. There was an officer, Rodriguez, that contacted me, which is different from Juan Rodriguez from the district attorney's office.
Yeah.
He sounded like he really wanted to investigate it, and someone told him, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like,
so he would mail it back through FedEx.
Through FedEx.
Not USPS.
Nope, FedEx.
Always using FedEx.
So what he told me was that his mother's ex-boyfriend, who he said would never be found, had a business account, and he would use his business account to mail it from California back to New York.
Okay. Do you know where he was delivered to?
What do you mean, where he was delivered to?
He's sending it to New York, but where? Is he using his house? A drop-off? If you know, I'm just
not
trying
really
to poke
sure.
around just to see.
I mean, I would expect that he would just pick it up from the facility.
Okay.
Or have someone pick it up. I mean, I have addresses for him if you want them. So I have some addresses for him if you want them.
Yeah, I'll definitely take it.
There's one 34 Amazon Road, Carmel Hamlet, New York. And then there's another address. I don't know the specific address, but I did tell Officer Rodriguez from County Narcotics that his mother either owns a house or has an apartment on, I can't remember the name exactly. It might be Woodcrest in White Plains. So on a couple of occasions I bought a kilo from him on Hall Avenue, and Hall Avenue is here. Woodcrest is like a kind of like a swooping block, but where that house is kind of like directly behind the house he would sell it to in front of.
And so what was the name of the other?
Hall Avenue. I met him twice at that particular location.
In a car?
In a car.
Oh, okay.
In a car. I was in the car. He was in the car. He pulled up. We made it very quick. Typically.
Did you ever meet him anywhere else other than drop-off spots like a car? Or?
Yep. I met him at Sam's Club in Elmsford. I don't know if I was buying clothes, but I also used to buy weed from him, like 20 pounds at a time, 15 pounds at a time, 10 pounds at a time. It could have been weed that day, or it could have been coke.
As far as locations, did you ever go anywhere that you think would be like his house or like a place where he would?
So what I believe is that
product or
I haven't dealt with him since 2023.
Yeah, I know.
But it's still affecting me, and he's sending death threats. So when I left,
death threats, like, is he just calling you?
So
email, like, how's he doing?
He called once, and I spoke with him on the phone.
Do you know when that was? Approximately.
No, but there's a video of it on my YouTube. Like I carry a body camera around. And typically if someone calls me, before I answer the phone call, I turn the body camera on and record it. So there was that particular one. Then he left the voicemail where the phone call was trying to extort me for $50,000.